Trent and Jason here from the Thunder Underground podcast. We're going to go over Saxon and their live show.
That's right.
Not only the live show, but a live show in Tulsa, Oklahoma that was the kickoff show for their 40th anniversary year. They're doing a short run right now that's taking them up to the Monsters of Rock cruise, but I know they're going to South America. They're going all over the place, and they're celebrating 40 years of Saxon.
Yeah, it was this past Wednesday night, February 13th. Like Trent said, it was the 40th anniversary tour kickoff. Set list was insane, and we're going to go over it.
Yeah, this show was actually brought to Tulsa by DEB Concerts, which is one of our sponsors.
Exactly.
Wanted to throw that in there. They sponsor our podcast, which you can find in the comments below. TheThunderUnderground.com. You can also find it there. And Biff Byford from Saxon has been on this podcast, episode 169. That link is also down there in the description as well.
That's right. I think right now we should toast to DEB Concerts.
And guess what? Where's Saxon from?
They are from England.
Where's this beer from?
England.
There you go.
Newcastle. Cheers.
Was this a coincidence? Not at all.
It was not.
We have a Metallica review up of their recent acoustic show, and we were drinking Inner Night beer during the night, so it's kind of like a theme thing that Jason has now. We drink certain beers for certain shows, certain videos, whatever.
Yeah, why not?
All right, so Saxon, Ideal Ballroom, February 13th. Show was hosted by Eddie Trunk. The show was opened by Mudflux and Down for Five. Two great independent bands you should check out. Listen to our podcast, episode 211, if you want to find out more about that. We'll talk all about those as well. But here, Saxon kicks this show off with the title track to their most recent album,
Thunderbolt.
Look at that. Jason has
I've got it on cassette. That's how much of a fanboy I am. On cassette. There you go.
And I like that it's like the solid cassette. It's
not the,
totally. The see-through.
Black, exactly.
But yeah, Thunderbolt, if you have not heard it, by Saxon.
Great record.
Yeah, last year on our Best of 2018, I think it was number 5 or 6. We do a complete rundown of that, so go check that episode out.
Yeah.
But they kick this thing off with the title track, Thunderbolt. And then immediately go into Wheels of Steel.
Yeah, they went into... They kicked it off with their biggest songs, which I thought was, I don't know, when you talk about the set, we don't need to get... I don't want to give too much away, but they kick off with their biggest songs, some of their biggest songs, then they just go deep for the rest of the set, and then towards the end, they kind of bring it back up with more, more known songs, and which is totally cool for a 40th anniversary. It really is a gift to the diehard fans, and it was the best time I've ever seen them. And this set list was insane.
Yeah, I don't think we'd be giving much away because I figure if someone's watching a review video a show, they can expect.
And by now, if you're a diehard fan, you've already looked up setlist.fm. But you're going to get our rundown here, so it's a little more.
So whenever they went into Wheels of Steel as the second song.
No more Newcastle for you, buddy.
That's right. We're a few videos deep tonight, so we're starting to. I've stumbled over my words 3 times in this video.
It's okay.
When they go into Wheels of Steel's second song, I'm like, every other time I've seen them, this was like the last song.
Yeah,
second to last song. And then they immediately follow that up with Strong Arm of the Law.
I know.
And Denim and Leather. And I'm just like, what the fuck are they playing a 6-song set?
No shit. And the thing for me, like a huge Saxon fan, is they don't always play Strong Arm of the Law. I've seen them a few times, and they might play it, they don't. And so for that to be the third song, I was just fanboy heaven right there. Yeah. It was great.
I think that's my favorite Saxon song.
I dig that. I like it. I like it.
So, like you said, you get the title track for the new album, and then 3 classic songs right out the gate. This is like as strong as opening as you can get.
Yeah, Denim and Leather. They went right into Denim and Leather, and that's when I knew. Like, I kind of purposely not read some stuff and just not bought into it. I wanted to be surprised. But when I Wheels of Steel, Strong Arm of the Law, and then Denim and Leather, like, I knew after that they were going to get into some shit, dude.
Right.
Into some shit.
And they did.
Oh, yeah.
And I liked it throughout the show whenever Biff would introduce when a song, what album it was from, what year. A couple times he had to ask other guys in the band, right? Like what year it was, because he wasn't sure. Because, they've got, 22 albums
And
now.
he mentioned, he's like, we got 22 albums. I can't fucking remember all of them.
Right. But so what was the first, the big... they didn't. No, hold it. First, they did Battering Ram next, which I was extremely happy about.
Such a great song.
Like, if I could pick anything in recent memory that I wanted them to play, it'd be that.
Yeah, and that's
maybe back in '79.
Yeah, and that's something that we can talk about here for a minute. Is a lot of bands, they do new stuff, and it's like, oh, that's cool, whatever. I'm here, I'm just waiting to hear this song. But Saxon, they always do, like, their new stuff is just incendiary. It's always just as amazing as their classic stuff was.
Yeah, these last
they
few
don't
albums
fuck around at all.
Are as good. Yeah, these last few albums are as good as anything they've ever done.
Yeah,
and that's great for a band of this longevity. That has this much longevity to still be at the top of their game.
So Battering Ram, it fists your ear holes. I mean, it really does. And that was just I'm so glad they were paying attention to that era, that they wanted to keep that going.
Yeah, because that's another thing. A lot of bands, when they get to on new stuff, when they get to that next album, they kind of skip stuff from previous new albums,
Yeah.
So, but the first, big, deep thing they did...
Yeah, totally.
...was Frozen Rainbow.
Holy shit, dude.
From the first album.
I couldn't believe they went into Frozen Rainbow, and I'm not going to lie, I have not been a Saxon fan since I was a kid.
Right.
They've been in my radar for, the last 12, 15 years. And I first heard Frozen Rainbow on the Strung Up, the acoustic record they did a few years ago, and they did an acoustic version of Frozen Rainbow. And so to hear that, and then to go back and hear it from the first album, then to hear it the other night, what the fuck, really?
Right.
That was insane. And then, Backs Against the Wall, they segued into that. I mean, wow.
From the new albums. The first album as well.
I knew right then. I was like, wow, what kind of night is this?
Yeah.
I mean, what a treat. What a treat.
Yeah, and then they went into... They played Rock and Roll from the new album, the song they wrote about Motorhead.
Complete with the Lemmy soundbite and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Such a great song. Very cool. So glad that was in there. I will say it since we're talking about that song. You can't complain because the set list is amazing and it's 40 years worth of stuff to pull from, but I'd wish that there was a little more than 2 songs from the new album.
Oh, yeah.
Because that Thunderbolt is such a great
even
album.
though I don't know if you get, how you...
I've seen that they played that live.
Yeah,
recently,
I know.
So they apparently are doing it.
Yeah, I mean...
Even without Johann's
But
voice.
yeah, Thunderbolt is so amazing.
Secret of Flight, not
Yes, so good. So good. Secret of Flight, I love that song.
But you can't complain because this set list is so good.
Oh, yeah, it's
that
amazing.
would be my only complaint if there was one.
My complaint, well, I'll wait till we get to the end for mine.
Okay.
Even though it's not really a complaint.
Power and the Glory, another...
I mean, come on.
Another amazing song. Hungry Years. That's another deep cut that I know they haven't played that much.
Yeah.
And then they go into Dogs of War.
What the fuck, dude? Dogs of War. I could not fucking believe what I was grabbing Jason Carroll. I was like, what the fuck? They're playing Dogs of War. I mean, this is the era of, this is the lean times when not a lot of people were excited, but this is like 1995 Saxon. And, I loved it because I went back and I checked these albums out, and Dogs of War really always stuck out to me. So for them to play that was the best part of it for me, dude. That was crazy.
And here we need to give a shout out to Luke Nagel.
Yeah, we do.
Because I do believe that after the show was announced a couple months, 2-3 months ago, Saxon made a post and said, "Hey, are there any tracks you would like to..." Like they posted in the event page for Tulsa.
Yeah.
Like I assume they did for all their shows, and said, "Are there any tracks you want to hear on our upcoming tour?"
Yeah.
And I pretty positive that this is one of the songs he wrote.
And he loves Lionheart, too. That was one of his favorites.
Okay. So, maybe the reason they played it is because of Luke. Maybe not. I don't know.
If that's the case, thank you, Luke.
Yeah.
You are the fucking man.
He works at the Ideal Ballroom, helps put these shows on.
That's right.
So, big shout out to that as well.
And he knows way more about this type of music than we do. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh, yeah. We know a lot of stuff about a lot of metal, but Luke Nagel knows a lot of stuff about this kind of metal.
Exactly.
And, you know, we consider ourselves smart, but we're not genius level, right?
That's right.
So, like you said, Lionheart was also played, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, between that was
Got
I
the
Got
Rock.
the Rock to Stay Alive, which I fucking love that song. It's so fucking, like, prototypical 80s rock.
Yeah.
But, in that Saxon fashion. And I just love that song. I couldn't, just... That might have been my highlight, even though it's not the best song on this list by far.
Yeah.
But super glad that was played.
Yeah. And then, like I said, Lionheart, some 2004, it was 2004, it was 2001, I can't remember now. Early 2000s, fucking Saxon. I mean, Jesus. I mean, they're bringing it back. It was awesome.
We also got some Broken Heroes, which is another deep cut. To Hell and Back Again, which was simply amazing.
Oh, man. That was badass. I mean, again, the fanboy spidey senses were just all over the place.
Right. Then you get back into the songs you expect to hear, like Dallas 1 p.m.
Yes, which is absolutely one of my favorite Saxon songs of all time.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they did this song. I figured they might, and they did, and... they did it flawlessly. They had the middle section with, it was just amazing. I loved it.
You want to know what one of my favorite Saxon songs is?
Crusader? There you go. That was next. That's all right.
And that would have been a perfect ending, but it wasn't.
No, yeah.
I'm just saying they could end the show with that, even though it's not. You got to end the show, I guess. You don't have to. But most bands want to end the show with the song that's like up there, for the average fan, which is what they did with Princess of the Night, which is an amazing fucking song as well.
Yeah. Well, and
before that in Encore was 747.
Yeah, 747. Strangers in the Night.
Yeah. So they, like you said, they started off with the heavy hitters, ended with the heavy hitters, and in between there, they did a lot of stuff that they haven't done recently, and probably some of those songs like Frozen Rainbow. Who knows when the last time they did that was?
Oh, totally. Just such a, a diehard friendly set. I mean, it was just amazing.
So I started digging through the comments on like Eddie Trunk's post and Saxon's post just to see what the diehards were saying.
Yeah.
And there were still, of course, they're geeks like us. There were still people fucking bitching at
it's the
what
internet.
About this? What about this? What about this? What about this? But the one thing that seemed to be resonating throughout all these comments was Lionheart.
Yeah.
Everybody kept saying, holy shit, they're playing Lionheart again. Holy shit,
and that's
Lionheart.
what, he said that. Everyone on the internet wants this song, so we're going to play it.
Was that the song you said that about?
And that was it. And, I also have to say, if not that there's a complaint, because this set list was so amazing, I cannot fault anybody for anything, but I was hoping to hear Motorcycle Man.
Right.
But that's okay, because I've heard it live from them before, so I'm fine.
Yeah.
But I just, some things for me as just a guitar guy and a geek guy, I noticed that Doug Scarrett and Paul Quinn, those guys are all over the place with guitars. They might be playing ESPs, they might be playing Gibsons, they might be playing Fenders, they might be playing ESP, or I just said ESPs. But this time, Paul Quinn had a comparison. I think I'm saying that right. And then Doug Scarrett had a Charvel. And I've never seen him play those. I mean, I don't know what their criteria is, but, they're always, playing different guitars. And they're one of the very few bands I see do that. Most dudes always have one model that they love, And also I wanted to just, you've got to hand it to Nibs Carter for, not losing his fucking head.
Yeah, we've talked about that.
With his head banging insanity.
Right.
But also Nigel Glockler for, just the drumming is insane. It's like just, riveting machine gun fucking. I just hope when I'm that age I have that much energy.
Yeah.
And that much, accuracy. It's insane.
And this is someone that.
It's otherworldly, and it's something.
Went through some shit, too.
Yeah, fucking brain surgery. And he's still out there, squashing your balls into oblivion.
Right.
I can't do that. Fuck.
And our buddy Mike DiPetrillo from the band Driver.
Oh, yeah.
Was drum tech and form.
Yes, exactly. Come on.
Cool. So, yeah, as a whole, this is amazing. This band, we talked about this with Priest, it's like they, just like Rob Halford, Biff Byford, is at an age where 99% of people would, lose that fucking power in that voice. And he is not. And not even a bit. It's not even like, maybe,
And he does it so effortlessly. Yeah. He just kind of struts around the stage like, I'm the shit.
Yeah.
And he just does it so easy.
Yeah. Maybe it's red wine that does it.
You never know. That's probably it.
Yeah. It's not Newcastle, so he's drinking the red wine. That's what we need to switch to, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I'll stick with the beer.
Yeah. But so, if you get the chance to see Saxon, whether it be this 40th year or next year, doesn't matter. See these guys. You will not be disappointed.
Definitely.
They're an amazing band live, and like we mentioned up front, there you go. They're the Warriors of the Road. What year is that from?
I don't know.
That was a few years ago.
It was, but I have it. So there you go.
Among other vinyls.
Yeah, I have vinyl. All kinds of shit, dude.
So, like I mentioned up front, was that another Saxon tape?
I told you.
Biff Byford was on episode 169. The link for that is in the description. The link for all the rest of the podcast are in the description. I've had on guys from... If you like that era of metal, we had on Lips from Anvil.
Yes.
We've also had on Dave Elfson from Megadeth.
That's right.
We've had on guys from COC, Seven Dust, Death Angel, Overkill, Crowbar, Prong, Black Star Riders, who were also on tour with Saxon and Judas Priest.
You name it.
A huge long list, 200 plus episodes. So go down there, click that link, subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to this channel, and we'll be back soon.